Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another wonderful, fantastic, blessed episode, #blessed episode of Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, the show that brings you the latest and greatest and odd and crazy news from all over the planet. Amongst other things, we are here today to engage your oneness, to bring you deep into the world soul of Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, the thing that binds us together, whether that's a fart joke, a poop joke, or sex joke, or something in between. We are going low so you can get high, if you know what I mean. Welcome to the nirvana that is this show. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I am your host on this journey into wholeness and whatnot, Steven. Joined by the amazing, the incredible, the wonderful, the reason you're really here, Smash.
Your host into oneness and whatnot.
Isn't that
That's a Bush cover band, Oneness and Whatnot.
Oneness and Whatnot? That actually sounds like a great band. I would like to be
Oneness
a part of that
and
band.
Whatnot. Their single, Zen.
Wasn't that a Bush song, Zen?
Yeah, that's why.
Everything's Zen.
Yeah.
Everything's Zen. There's no sex in your violins. That's what I know. That's what they said, right?
I actually don't know. I remember thinking, I'm like, how do you not have sexy time and be violent? Like, I still don't understand that.
Like, those two go together.
Like, lions bite each other while they're doing it.
Do they really?
Oh, yeah.
Is that a thing? Like, that's what they do?
Ask Jacob.
Is he a lion? Does he have information? I don't know.
Sub's like, what happens when you get two submissive people? Friendship.
Friend zone. That's just two people holding hands. Like,
I did not curse.
You can have there can be two submissive people. You know, it's always the quiet ones, they say, or whatever, you know, that are like, I'm just meek and whatever, and then they're like dragging out the chains and the whips and the, you know, all that stuff when they get into, you know, a fight with a tiger.
I feel like you're trying to like admit something to the audience.
I don't talk about that stuff on this show. You know me better than that. My loins are closely guarded.
Did I swear in German? I didn't swear in German. I didn't swear in German like Steven doesn't have a chain under his bed.
I don't have a chain under my bed. I have.
What happens if somebody breaks into your house?
I have a shotgun.
Oh! Okay.
If someone breaks into my house, that's what you said, right?
Yes.
Okay, because I was like, wait, did I misunderstand something?
No. I'm like, that's a little higher than even I'm willing to go.
Yeah, it's like, I'll take the threat of kidnapping and death to get me going, if you know what I mean. What if that happens to you? Like, it's well defined. Defined? That's the wrong word. It's been studied that upon viewing certain things, you have to view more weird or certain things to get the same kick. It's like cocaine, you know? So you get to a point where you're like digging into the deepest, darkest trenches of dirt to find that thing that makes you go, ooh, I like this. So then is that the same thing? Like when you go into real life, you're like, listen, I need you to handcuff me to an elephant and point a gun at me. And then we can do it.
Like, how did your brain come up with that?
I don't know. That was just the scenario. I took a lot of random things and put them together. But
that's Steven's deepest, darkest fantasy.
Maybe that's
go
it.
On a safari and be handcuffed to an elephant.
I've always wanted to go, but an African elephant or an Indian elephant? It's important to note the distinction.
Well, if you're going to go on an African safari, I'm assuming it'd be a freaking African elephant.
What if it was an Asian elephant on an African safari?
Yeah, but how does that even... I love that. That's a quote now. You're welcome.
Thank you, Sub, for that.
Well, thank you guys for showing up. It's been a great show.
It's been a great show. We're going to quit while we're ahead. See you later, everybody.
Yay.
So anyway, how are you doing, Smash?
Well, I'm not handcuffed to an elephant, so depending on your view of the world, I'm great or not good.
I would say that I would call that a good day, not being handcuffed to an elephant.
Yeah.
But if you find the need to be handcuffed to an elephant, there's probably some services out there.
Oh my God, there probably is.
Smash. What if we could make some money by
Handcuffing
handcuffing
people to elephants?
to anything. Like, what do you want to? We just handcuffs are us. You just call us up and you say, "I need to be handcuffed to a tree," and we'd be like, "Okay," and we do it for them. People pay a lot of money to get stepped on and stuff. Like, we could probably make this a thing. I mean, we could come let them out.
So, but here's the thing. Like, are you gonna run the facility where people get their nuts crushed? Like, do we hire? I mean, that would be good for our,
I would
our
say,
spotless, our laundered anthology.
yeah, we need a layer separated. By the way, laundered anthology. I'm glad you said that.
Have you started it?
So true story, bro. I have failed to promote this thing as I should. That's what I'm trying to get at. I have not promoted it like I should, and I'm sure Kelly is ready to just beat me in the face. But if you are interested in your laundered anthology, what's the due date, Smash?
A week, I think the 15th.
The 15th, a week from now or something, like a week. Yeah,
Yeah.
you've still got plenty of time. I tell myself before I go
You
to sleep.
totally 7,000 words. Like, if you could, you just sit down and write it.
I wrote 7,000 words in 5 days once, and it was not that much of a stretch. Now, granted, I don't know if that's going to work out this time. We'll see. Great ideas.
That was the elephant.
That's the elephant. That's. I'm finding myself handcuffed to an elephant for that deadline. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it.
Bonus points for anybody who can fit getting handcuffed to an elephant inside that story.
Oh, now this is getting weird. Now
Yeah.
we're on board. So September 15th, we need your stories. Send them to who we send them to. I can't even remember now. CursedDragonship.com.
At Gmail.
Submissions at Cursed Dragon Ship. You see how prepared I was to actually promote this? I wasn't.
Where's
my website where I posted all this crap? Submissions at CursedDragonship.com. Submission for laundered and your last name. Submissions is what I wrote down, Zepho. I hope that's what it is, because that's what's in the website. But yeah, man, if you want to write about monsters getting cleaned up after, that's the thing to do. 7,000 words. Check it out. bit.ly/LOD rights will get you all the details. So make sure you're doing that. You've got a week left. Come on, guys. Pull it together. Let loose that inspiring writer within. Like I'm trying to do. But right now that inspiring writer is handcuffed to an elephant.
Yay!
Deep in my brain. How many words you got, Smash? Are you done? You've already edited it, haven't you?
Yeah.
You son of a gun.
Jacob's gonna get it this weekend to look over.
Gosh, I hate you so much. I mean, to be fair, you
We
like
had
write.
a month.
You had a month and you write during the day and stuff.
Yeah, I don't have the dreaded quote real people job.
Look at what I was trying to do today. Audio listeners, you're just gonna miss out on this
Did
because
you draw a picture?
I tried to draw a dragon.
Wait. So I see a penis and a
What?
splooge spot.
What? No, that was a hole in the
That's
paper.
literally a penis with some teeth and a splooge spot.
No, that's a lizard. It was gonna be a dragon, but I made his neck. That's supposed to be your cat dragon.
Oh God!
Thank you, subject. He said it's a very good Komodo dragon. If I had been what I was trying to draw, I'd be grateful, but it wasn't. I was trying.
I feel like cat dragon should be super cute and not erectile looking.
Oh, there's reasons I'm drawing your cat dragon.
Oh, it's not a reptile, it's an erectile.
Dysfunction maybe.
I quit.
You're fine. Everything you do is wonderful. No, so I was drawing it today because there may be some shenanigans on Dungeons and Dorks on Monday. By the way, for all you listeners who are fans of Dungeons and Dorks, you want to tune in to the new day, Monday. So there are going to be some shenanigans.
Are we gonna have maps?
I ain't telling you nothing other than.
Can I help draw a map? Because then I totally won't know where anything is.
Yeah, I feel like that kind of breaks the rules, the separation. That this is about this is about the fun. We're gonna have a great time, and I'm very excited to make you guys really happy with all of your decisions
people, Steven.
so far. Oh, don't you worry. If you're gonna eat anything, it's gonna be small children. You know that.
I don't eat the food you offer. Everybody has already eaten guts and stuff. Steven is just like the most sadistic DM. Steven plays DMing like he plays Guardians of the Galaxy, Gattaca, Left for Dead, Street Rage, People with Drugs, video game, GTA.
Oh, geez. I was like, how is that how your brain works?
Yeah.
Where did you start? Guardians of the Galaxy?
No, it was before that.
That's how did you get there?
I could see it. I just needed to filter through it until my mouth could get to the text.
It's really impressive. I want to play word association games with you. Ashley, screwdriver. Screwdriver. It's the first thing that comes to your mind.
College.
Actually, that makes sense. That makes plenty of sense. Hey, everybody, do you want to hear a factoid? Because we got one for you. Here it comes. Factoid of the week.
Yay.
Actually, it's the echo now. Only about 10% of the world's currency is physical money. The rest only exist on computers. I knew this.
Did you really?
No, but I've always claimed that we have nothing but a digit, and what we think we have isn't real. It's all pretend.
It's after we stopped backing it by silver and gold and like anything of value, it's just paper and ones and zeros, right?
Yeah, it's just pretend. It's all in people pooping all over Bitcoin because they're like, what's a Bitcoin? I'll have you know that I've dropped from $2,000 in value to $100 in value in my Bitcoins. Thank you very much.
I was gonna say, didn't they take a big tank because somebody spoke out against it and like all the crypto just went.
Everybody just pooped all over it and it went down hard. But you want to know what happened today that was mind blowing?
What?
I saw this later, but Ethereum is one of the more high profile that everybody says is going to crash like tomorrow.
Okay.
It dropped to 10 cents from 300 and some odd dollars today. In a snap, it went from 300 and some dollars to 10 cents a coin, and then it popped back up. But it was like this flash. Somebody actually took a GIF of it, like the moment it dropped. It was like $315, 10 cents.
Holy
crap! Back up.
Yeah,
it's nuts. I wish I'd had a buy now at 10 cents. That would have been rad.
And then sold it when it
and just
went to
shelved
the $3,000 a
Oof.
pop.
Yeah, that'd been cool. I'd have been down for that. But yeah, I don't actually even dabble in it anymore. I made like this is not advice on how to do things. What do you say when you're having a disclaimer when you're like talking about how to make money stuff?
Make your own decisions.
Yeah, I'm not a smart person. That's the truth. No, so I got in. I think at Christmas last year when it was like pooping its pants, I had like $2,000, and I sold enough that all it is play money now. It's nothing I ever had to begin with. Like I got all my investment back out, but I still have money in there, and now it's like $153. I was like, well, could have got out then, didn't, sat on it. So I thought I would just forget about it for a long time, but every day you see it just drop to in the crapper.
More tank.
Maybe I should have dumped it back then.
Yeah.
You know?
That's like, so you remember Neopets?
Yeah, man.
I was really good at playing the stock market in Neopets because you're not worried about taking risks, right? And you're just like, I need this now, so I'm just gonna sell everything and then buy shit like it's. I feel like your brain works better because there's no risk involved.
Yeah, you're able, because it's all about risk. It's about doing the nonsense thing because who cares?
Yeah.
Right?
But
that's
Neopets is not real, and neither is WoW, and now my life is sad. Cat dragons!
Dude, I wish WoW was real. That'd be so cool.
But
I mean, but you could but you were the hero, and like when you died, you just ran back to your body and you got back up. Like it was that kind of real. Like everything about WoW's mechanics were real.
Where are the bathrooms?
Ooh, that's a really good point. You never have
I
to.
would just live in Silver Moon City. Like, I don't think I would go anywhere but Silver Moon City because I freaking love Silver Moon City, and it's pretty, and there's cats, and shit sweeps itself, and there's like beds with the sheer gauze around it. I'm like, literally, why would I leave? Also, there's flying cat dragons that take you places, and everybody's a mage and sheep.
That actually does sound like a pretty good place. I live in Dalaran.
Dalaran. There's so many people. I feel like Dalaran's like New York City, and then you've got like the sewer bugs.
Okay, maybe I wouldn't live in Dalaran. So I said I would live there because I was thinking how pretty it was, and then I remembered that it's way up in the air, and I don't do that. I don't do heights. So maybe
slow fall jump.
I
Whee!
would probably live in like Stormwind, maybe, but that's like a capital city, so I would live outside it, like in Goldshire somewhere, or maybe in Red Ridge. Except I'd get eaten by gnolls, but it'd be fine.
Are those alliance places?
Yeah, those are places you've never seen. You really should just like play the Alliance. Well, you played Night Elves and stuff, and they start over in Ashenvale and whatnot.
I started. I don't think I ever did a night elf. I think I watched Chris do night elf, and then we all did those stupid gnomes, and I think we got like what level 20 with them.
Oh yeah, and that was over near the dwarves, and that was in Ironforge. So you saw that. The humans start out over there in Goldshire. Hey, welcome to the World of Warcraft podcast.
Steven and I did an RPG with because we used to do this thing with spicy rum and Captain Chicken Breath.
Our
What was his
Captain
name?
Jim Dugan, the greatest pirate that ever sailed the seven seas, till he lost his ship, the Squall, in a dirty squall out on the ocean. The dragon popped up from the water, and it said, "I'm going to eat your soul." And Jim Dugan looked it straight in the eye and said, "Nay, you shan't today." And then he destroyed my boat.
Except he's a pirate and he's afraid of water and he has a pet chicken. It was this whole thing. Like we did episodes of it. It was really fun. So we wanted to like RPG the characters, and his first mate's name is Spicy Rum, which was me. Yeah. So we walked around just
We talked to
yelling
everybody.
speech bubbles. Yeah.
We talked to everybody, and we use say like the everybody can see what you're saying chat.
Yeah.
The entire time. It is a role play server, and I'll never forget being on a role play server, walking in the Goldshire Inn, yelling at the top of my lungs about something, and somebody going, "Stop RPing, man!" And I was like, "Wait, okay, hold on a minute. You're on a role play server, and you just told me to stop role playing. I'm confused. I don't know
Yeah.
what you're talking about."
Welcome to old school WoW,
Gosh, it
where
was
people
fun.
were dicks. Oh wait, they still are
Yeah,
because
it's still
people
the
are just
same.
dicks.
Because roleplay servers, nobody actually roleplays on them. Is really disappointing. Like there's like if you were going to roleplay, you had to specify that you were a role player.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's like the Erpers and the Erpies because they do the erotic role play, and I remember being warned about just role play in general because they're like, you will get humped.
Really?
And I'm
What?
just like, even though that's digital, that's gross. Yeah.
Do people hump in work? Like what do they do?
They literally call them like Erpies because they're erotic role players, and it's like the sexual stuff is so much that everybody would have herpes.
That's gross. Like I don't think I ever got humped.
Oh my god, someone quote that.
I don't remember ever getting humped. I
Someone
remember
clip it, quote it. Like that's what we're gonna run for Steven for president.
I don't remember being humped. No,
Sir, it's a very simple, straightforward question. Did you or did you not get humped?
I don't remember getting. Could you tell me a list? Could you give me a list of all the humpers so I can tell you accurately whether they humped me or not? Because
could you define humped?
could you define? I'm not familiar with any humpers. I know I speak to people, but I don't know if they're humpers or not. I didn't ask them.
Sir, I'm gonna ask you one more time in a very direct way. Did you get humped by anyone?
Internally in my brain, I'm saying, please, Chairman, good God, stop this madness so I don't have to answer this question. But I don't understand
on a 10-minute
humping.
bull crap tirade about how lawyers are like rabbits and they're every freaking where. I hate our government right now so much.
Humpers. That's what they are. No, so not getting political, but that was a fun role play exercise in and of itself.
There's like the three people that actually watch that know what we're talking about.
Hey, you're on it. You get it. You know what's
Yeah.
up. I'm not saying I'm not lying or I am lying because I am dodging this. If you can dodge a congressional inquiry, you can dodge a ball.
It's just so.
Uh-oh, here it comes. Warning. Okay, go.
What was that?
I was just expecting you to rant about something political.
No, it wasn't even. It's just if you can read people at all, I mean, people telegraph when they're lying. I mean, you can have suspicions about somebody that's a really good liar, but there's some people that just telegraph the ever living bleepity monkey bleep out of it. And homeboy was telegraphing because he's like, "Dear Jesus, I can't answer this." So when you talk to a kid and you're like, "So did you get into mommy and daddy's liquor cabinet on Wednesday?" And the kid like looks down to the left and goes, "Liquor cabinet on Wednesday.
Liquor
What was I doing on Wednesday?"
Oh no, you're right. That did happen.
Yeah.
That did happen because homeboy was like, "What was the name of the place again? Legal?
Like
do
a
we,
child
do we...
lying.
Right.
You
You're
buy
right.
time. You repeat shit. You make the exaggerated facial expressions. And I'm just like,
You're right. You go, what was the law firm? Do we cheat him and how? Do we cheat him and how?
yeah, do I know?
No, I don't.
anybody
I'm not
rich and-
familiar with. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Answer the question.
You're
We've
a
got
liar.
You're wrong, and you have discussed it. Anyway, we're alienating the audience. That's like, I left politics a long time ago, and I don't come to this show for that. I come to this show
That
to
wasn't
learn.
political. That was that one circus we watched on TV earlier today.
We're in a whole new. It's an absurdity. And I think if you're here I am rolling around in the crap again.
I was like, stop, do a story.
Thank you. You sprayed me with. Did you literally spray me with a can of air? I'll quit.
I did.
Hey, don't at me or whatever the kids say today. Just, I don't know. Email your hate mail to us to hnhshow@gmail.com.
I don't know. We've gotten one like hate mail in the last 12 years.
No, I know. We invited
Sad.
Nobody
Somebody
comes at us.
like start a fight, man.
Gosh, hate on us. What's wrong with you? World news. Indonesian province bans men and women from dining together. This is unusual, to say the least. A district in Indonesia's deeply Islamic Aceh province has banned men and women from dining together unless they are married or related. Okay, so no dates. That's important to note. It's
you
according.
just go from like you either have to be together physically or relation. Wait, yeah,
Yeah, you relationally or maritally.
Yeah.
According to an official who said it would. Oh Lord, Ashley, hold on to your butts. Are you ready? Are you ready? Help women be more well behaved. These women be up running all over India, shouting words and talking and using their brains. Ain't got no time for that. We need to get those women in line because these men, they are trying to be decent, but every time they try to go have dinner, a woman sits down with them, and before you know it, they're like, I couldn't help it. My wiener was out. I don't know. This is jacked up. Like, how does this happen in the 21st century? What kind of what? Oh, gosh, I'm so angry right now. I'm fuming. I just can't yell at the top of my lungs because I've got a sleeping 3-year-old nearby. Aceh, I don't even know how to pronounce this, but I don't think it deserves to be pronounced properly anymore. Aceh is the only region in the world's most populous Muslim majority country that imposes Islamic law and has been criticized in the past for putting moral restrictions on women. It also attracted global condemnation for publicly whipping people found guilty of a range of offenses, including homosexuality, gambling, and drinking alcohol, all of which are legal in America. Would anybody like to come bang it out, bet on something, and whip each other? Or, I mean, that wasn't one of them. Drink alcohol? I mean, all that seems to be fine. Under the latest regulation, women in Berun district on Sumatra Island will not be able to share a table with men at restaurants and coffee shops unless they are accompanied by their husband or a close male relative. Coworkers on their lunch break will also be forbidden from sharing a meal. The objective is to prevent women's dignity so they will feel more comfortable, more at ease, more well-behaved, and will not do anything that violates Sharia. That's the head of the local Sharia office. Sharia is a big pile of... It's not a political talking point. It's just garbage. It's just garbage. Like, it's just not free. It's the opposite of freedom, man. Like, it's wrong. Another part of the directive signed by the district head on the 5th of August said women who were alone or without a family member should not be served at restaurants and cafes after 9 p.m. Authorities say it will be up to restaurateurs to enforce the regulation, although offenders will not be punished. okay, so you can, as a restaurateur, you can be like, y'all have dinner together or whatever, but, you know, right?
So I'm all about not judging another culture or not judging a section based on what your section thinks, right? Like that's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I struggle when people do that. But in this section, it's still not okay. Like the section, the overriding majority of the section that we're talking about is like, eh, like,
Just
mm,
what are you after? You're looking for words.
I'm not okay with what. Yeah, whatever. That's. I don't. I'm afraid to get into this.
So there's
It's
like
some
there's
bullshit.
cultural things, and then there's
Sure.
straight up oppression. Is that what you're kind of leaning on? Like to me,
It's
that's
not
what it
even.
is.
It's like
You've got like cultural stuff, like
it's middle aged. It's like a
middle
it's
age, middle
dark
age.
age bullshit where you think a woman who thinks or smells good is a witch, right? And you need to persecute her, and you. It's like that freaking article we wrote by that like crazy pseudo quote unquote Christian chick that was like, "Your husband must translate God's word because God hates vaginas."
That's it's
Right?
yeah, you're right. Like I'm now trying to form words and they're not coming because this is so backwards that I don't even know how to consider. Like I just want to pretend that that little place doesn't exist, but I also want to go in there like John Rambo and be like, I'm gonna get
Stop
you. I'm gonna
being
get
a
you out of here.
shithead.
I'm gonna free you, and then I'm gonna go to Burma and ride a boat. I
So
don't
I
even know.
actually read and I can't figure out if this chick is just a troll or if she is just a total trash human being. But she's a flat earther. That doesn't make you trash. That just
No, it just
makes you
makes you stupid.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's a flat earther. She chooses to label herself as a flat earther, a vegan, and a witch, and then goes on to say that, she's very outspoken about abortion, which is, fine, whatever. And
Like pro or against?
she's against.
Because I'm like pro or what's the
No,
opposite of that?
she's against abortion. But the way she has 27 followers, by the way. Um,
Oh, good. Somebody likes her. You know, you need
yeah, so,
friends.
27 people. But the way she went about it was saying, maybe if you wouldn't have gotten drunk and had sex with that man that you met and didn't know anything about, then you wouldn't be needing an abortion right now. And I'm like,
That's taking some broad sweeps about and
yeah,
assumptions.
her comment is how I feel about women needing to be controlled. Like,
That's it.
just take freaking responsibility. If two people had sex and both were consenting, then you made a baby. A woman cannot spontaneously combust a baby in her vagina. All of that was super sciencey, by the way.
Yeah,
Like,
you're on
babies
it.
just don't go, oh, you dropped an egg out of your ovipositor. It's time to, like, add some DNA that we took from the air because vaginas are air plants. I don't know why I have that accent.
You can get pregnant from a toilet seat if you sit on it after a man sat on it with his wiener.
Yeah,
Then
that would be the only way I would accept that a man was not responsible for the pregnancy as much as the woman was responsible for the pregnancy.
if you sit in a hot tub and a man sat in that hot tub, you can get pregnant. But if you do it in the shower, the gravity will make sure everything comes out just fine.
Gravity method doesn't work, and there are
Just-
people that have 3 kids.
So in our house, this is I like to believe that we try
House
to our house
in
we
the
try
middle
to enforce personal responsibility, right?
Yes.
I have not written my words. I could blame literally everything if I wanted to on having not written words to my monster story. I could say I didn't have the time. I could say I was exhausted.
You have a
but
baby.
I have a kid. Oh, I could lay just thousands of excuses on Sam, but it's not his responsibility to bear my burdens. Like I'm his dad. I'm supposed to bear his, right? And the honest truth is, I played a lot of Hollow Knight on stream this month. I could have used that time to write. I sat and watched
Hollow
every
Knight.
episode of Better Call Saul so far. I'm gonna keep. I mean, I could have written during that time.
See, Mitch.
This jerk at work keeps trying to force me to come into the office where it's impossible to write. No,
See,
no.
bitch, stay home, man. Stay home.
See, I'm sorry, C. Mitch. I don't know what to do. I'm so tug of war in both places.
You're not torn. If C. Mitch came and worked at your office, you guys would be so happy.
It'd be great. He can sit right over there. We could
Yeah.
do it. But he lives like a million miles away from me. He
Yeah, he
moved.
does.
See, Mitch, you bought a house on the wrong side of town. I don't know what to do.
you chose poorly, man.
It's terrible. But yeah, like personal responsibility is a big thing. At some point, you have to look at your life and go, how did I spend my 24 hours, man? What did I do with the 20? Because everybody's got the same amount of time in a day.
I chased a 3.5-year-old around after I ate a very large meal and then felt like I needed to throw up.
That is true. You did do that.
It
But
was fun.
When you think about whether you got this done or whether you launched that brand new podcast called Creator Crush that you loved and what was holding you back
Jury
from it.
next week, by the way. Finally
Jury's-
got
yeah.
into.
Freaking jury's coming next week. It's gonna be great. But you have to say, like, I didn't launch that podcast because I just didn't do it. I had plenty of time. We could have done this new show for years. I've been wanting to do this show since 2011. And we did it. And I'm looking at myself going, why did I waste so much time when all these people are saying yes to coming on the show anyway?
And comparing Stephen to Leo Laporte, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jason
Toot,
and
toot.
Matthias.
That was my horn, too. Anyway, man, don't be a jerk. This stuff is crazy. I want to go in there and just stop it. Just like
That's so like. You want to like respect other religions, right? You're just like, okay, I can't judge religion. I can't judge a culture based on my religion or my culture. But then it's like, at what point does it be? It's like the women that have their clitoris cut off because they're not allowed to experience sexual pleasure because that's solely for a man, right? Like, at what point do you step in and go, okay, MFer?
I know. When do you send in the big
Let's pump
guns?
the brakes on this bull crappery because y'all need to take a step back. Sex is for everyone. 2 wieners, 1 wiener, a vagina and 6 other wieners, 2 vaginas, no vaginas. Please, let's move on.
I mean,
Damn.
yeah, your life choices. If you want to take on 6 wieners at once, that's up to you. But I'm not going to say this is going to end
Also,
well, but I
if
shouldn't
you
legislate
manage-
you away from it.
Successfully take on 6 wieners at once, you probably work at a ballpark.
well done. You're gonna there are repercussions to 6 wieners at one time, but I don't think there should be a law against you doing that if that's your thing. Like, whatever.
Like heartburn or like what kind of repercussion? What? I can't say the word repercussions.
I guess there aren't repercussions. I mean, I guess maybe it could be the likely. I don't know.
You might be sore in some orifice or bodily cavity.
There could be something going on there. It would. Anyway, Small Town News, everyone.
I don't like this show delved into politics and sex and
political sex.
political sex.
politics.
Yeah, everything that we don't talk about just came up in the thank you, Jacob. We really appreciate it.
Gosh,
you
it was
jerk.
like he like lit a match and just threw it into the
He's
gasoline
like,
that was
I'm
that
gonna
string.
say Islam and repression and go.
I'm gonna make sure that there's a story in here about women being completely mistreated by a country. Pew.
Thousands of insects.
Dude, did you see?
Is it the bouquet thing?
Seifo says, I have to read this for the audio listeners. Seifo says, bukkake is when a woman and a man 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 love each other very much.
I feel like they would be the best parents.
That's my favorite thing ever. Yeah, I want to be your kid.
Wait, what? So you can have the nighttime bukkake story?
No, this is ridiculous. This is what all parents are like, by the way. We like to think that our parents didn't joke like this when we were 4. They did. And we just didn't know it because they were hanging out with their other friends.
What is a Scott C's book that he just came out with, the children's book?
Sleepy the Goodnight Buddy.
Yeah, so we've got Sleepy the Goodnight Buddy, and then Zaf and Kelly have come out with Bukake the Goodnight Surprise Buddy.
Gross.
Zzz.
That's a very adult story.
Arachnophobes, look away! And babies, start tucking your pants into your socks. Philadelphians are on the lookout for 7,000 critters, including a highly venomous spider that were stolen from the city's insectarium and butterfly pavilion.
Oh no.
How do you steal a spider? Like, you just go, yoink! Stick it in my neon pouch that's popular again.
Cargo pants. That's how you do it.
What,
Handfuls of bugs. You look
I
like the
wanna-
tunnel from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. You just got them all crammed in your pockets.
Oh, I hate it. Oh, I hated it. Hated it. I wonder what spider it was, because now I'm super curious. And how do you steal 7? This had to be like a night thing, right? I should probably read. These made off with up to 90% of the museum's collection, including a 6-eyed sand spider whose bite could, quote, rot 25% of their victim's body. I'm assuming necrosis. And I am currently looking up 6-eyed sand spider on Google, which I may super regret, but I'm just going to keep talking
No,
until
I got
the
it.
search.
I got it because the beginning of this sounds like the beginning of a James Bond movie. Like
Right?
they find someone dead. Over 25% of his body has been consumed. We're not sure what got him. And then like somebody, the entomologist pops in. And he's like, I know what did that. It was the 6-eyed sand spider.
Hexophthalma. Hexophthalma.
Hexophalama?
Hexophthalma. Heffalump.
Heffalumpalama. Oh, gross, man. That's huge. Hold
Does
on,
it-
I can put this up on the screen there for you guys. Good gracious.
I mean, it just looks like a crab without water.
I mean, but crabs are the sea spiders, man.
Right. That's why crabs really bother me. I don't understand why crabs don't bother people. I'm like, they're literally spiders
They
in
bother me.
water.
They bother me a lot because they're the thing that they go sideways. Like things don't walk sideways.
Yeah,
Hexalama.
yeah. So hexophthalma produces venom that can have necrotic. That's what we said. Effects capable of causing serious or even life-threatening wounds, particularly if the wound becomes infected or the venom spreads in the body.
Gross.
Yeah.
So infection's bad. Okay.
I kind of want to look up a hexophthalma bite now.
Oh, dude, I wonder if they have one.
Dude,
6-inch sand spider bite. Let's look this up.
This episode of Google search brought to you by Horseshoes and Hand Grenades.
Oh my gosh. I don't think that's the right. I don't think this is. Oh my gosh. I'm going to throw up. Do you guys want to see some like gnarly spider bites? Or no? You can say no.
yeah. Let's not. Those are like, it's just the proteins screw up your skin and you start rotting away.
If you're interested, Google search that. It's horrible. 6-eyed sand spider bite. For those playing at home, Google that.
If
and,
you don't want to see adipose tissue and the inside of your body, then don't search it because it's super gross.
Oh my gosh! Do you see that thumb?
Yeah.
Blah. It looks like it could talk to me. Like if it wasn't.
Wolf spiders do that too, man. Like wolf spiders can cause necrosis.
No, spider bites in general are really terrible. Did you know though that like there's a dude? I think the dude's on here because they use the same dude every time they talk about what do you call that spider? The North Carolina, the spider that lives here, the brown recluse. The brown recluse. Every time you talk about brown recluse bite, you see the picture of the dude's leg with a giant hole in it.
Yeah.
Apparently, according to some basic, simple research that may or may not be real, that one was probably let go too long. Is the reason?
Well, yeah. I mean, if
got
half
where
your
it
leg
got.
is rotting off, then
Yeah, he probably should have gone to the hospital or to something pretty quickly, and he didn't. And it before he even knew it, it was a disaster.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you would steal. Like, who are you gonna give this? I mean, it's not really. It's just a freaking spider, right? It just looks like a crab.
You're gonna sell it to some sort of like dude, some crazy dude with a scar and like one missing eye who says I can weaponize this into the strongest poison. I will destroy the whole world. And then there's the CIA guy comes and he's like, not if I can help it. And he punches him in the face and he steps on the spider. And he's like, America. And then he looks at the screen.
America.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kelly, I thought the thin leg wolf spiders could cause necrosis if they bitted you. She's saying no. Kelly's like
She's
science
smart.
brain.
She's
Yeah.
really smart. I like having Kelly here when she can tell us all this information we need.
So anyway, now that we've figured out this James Bond thing, in the insectarium,
Insectarectum.
Insect- CEO John Cambridge said that he wasn't sure there's ever been a larger live insect heist. The estimated value of the missing creatures is thought to be anywhere between 40,000 and 50,000. Who the shit? Like, why are spiders worth money? You go into nature and I've got one living in my bathroom window that I'm not entirely sure how it's still alive because it's between the glass and the screen. And I keep trying to let the bitch go, but she's like, F you, I'm comfortable in my surroundings because she's like a grandma spider and she won't go out in the open. I'm like, you are going to starve to death. There's nothing that can get in the screen to feed you. And she just sits there all day and all night just going, oh, I know. Eventually the food will come to me.
The Lord will provide. Sitting there in an easy chair watching Jeopardy.
I open the screen and I'm like, go outside of the screen. This light is on all night. It will attract bugs that you could eat that would not fit through the screen. I'm sure you could fit through the screen when you were a tiny baby, but now you're a big fat mamma jamma. Get out. She's just going to die. She's just going to die. How do spiders know when to start looking somewhere else?
I can't wait till you wake up and there's a message written in webbing that just says so long.
Thanks for all the
Yeah, thanks for all the fish. That might be a lot of letters, but I think she can pull it off.
Authorities believe that these previously worked at the museum and were, quote, dismissed for extremely good reasons, like being pieces of shit and stealing insects. Since the burglary, the museum has established a GoFundMe page to replace the creatures so they continue to educate and engage people with wonderful world of insects. I would like to educate you on what your leg will look like if this piece of shit bites you.
Yeah.
Good day.
Yeah, if you find a dead dude, like in our arachnophobia, who's in a box and just all the blood is sucked out of him, you know what he did. Check his pockets for 7,000 spiders. This is a really good point, though. The museum had to open a GoFundMe. A lot of people think that these museums are just like rolling in cash money for some reason because they have big buildings and lots of stuff. But they really depend on the public at large to keep them running, like the memberships and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's a big deal. So, hey, man, support your local museums because, without them, we don't get to see rad stuff.
That's very true because, like, we went to the butterfly pavilion with Sam and it was super cool because I'm like, I wouldn't see half of these plants because we live in North Carolina and while warm, it is not necessarily tropical.
Right. It's super cool. Like, they have that beehive thing. You can actually look at an active hive. It has a pipe that goes outside and it lets the bees out and the bees go get their honey and they come back in and they work on their hive. And like I saw the queen in there, like laying her eggs in the little holes. Super neat. I really liked it.
Yeah.
I had a great time at the museum.
No.
I know.
See, oh my God, see, bitch, yes. He starts talking about bees, and that's like we were talking to Jason and Matthias the other day about Tanzania, and there's a section when you walk in, and it's just beautiful, and there's water, and it's just like so mystical and fantastic, and there are these giant yellow jackings. That's a completely different show. And they were huge and they buds and it's awful. And I'm just like, I can't do this.
I don't like the bees. I don't like bees out in the wild, but looking at them through that case is kind of neat.
Yeah, I like to look at them on television through the power of how the hell I still don't understand like how stuff makes pictures on other stuff through space.
Are you talking about TV?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's never going to be understood by either of us.
How do you take information and beam it somewhere and reassemble it and make it more information?
How did you do that in like 1940? Right? Like when the first TV images at the World's Fair or whatever, like how the crap, like you just invented a phone like 60 years ago. What makes you think you can just go make a TV? Like it's insane. I learned about a robot the other day that was 1930s or something that had an antenna, and the antenna would receive information and the robot would walk around. It's like, we seriously sat around wiping our butt with leaves for like thousands of years, and then all of a sudden we're like, robots. How about that? You know, like what? What did
3 seashells and a leaf.
what did every other society prior to the Industrial Revolution do with their time? Like, what? Thousands
They
of
had
years.
children and farmed because they wanted to live.
Thousands. Okay, maybe so. Thousands of years, though. Thousands of years. And then, whoop-bam. Vacuum tubes are a thing. Steam engines. Now I've got a computer in my pocket. These things were invented in like 1949 or whatever, and they hadn't been that long, right?
You're not gonna walk around with the calculator in your pocket.
We still have cars that we can't figure out how to get going over 40 miles per hour because carburetors. It's like, seriously, 40 miles per gallon, excuse me.
I'm not figuring what you. Well, no, it's not that we can't figure out. It's that there's no money in not using petrol.
This is my head exploding in frustration. I mean, come on.
I switched back because I was on the notes and I switched back to see you and I just see your face exploding. That was beautiful. If you don't listen to the show live, there are reasons that you should. Steven's exploding face is one of them.
So upset. I just want, like, why is progress so hard? Why are people in the way all the time? Like, gosh. We built pyramids. What do you do? We built iPhones. Come at me, bro.
I feel like the pyramids were equally as awesome as inventing an iPhone. Based on
I'm really sure
technology
they
at the
were.
time.
I'm just steam power and principle is not a super complicated thing to imagine, right? Maybe it is. Maybe I'm oversimplifying. I probably am. To all the scientists out there, I'm making this way simpler because it's been done, even though it has, you know what I mean? Like, It's been done. Everything in hindsight is like, oh, that was easy, you know? But
Howl's Moving Castle could have been, the Caesar's moving pyramids if steam power.
No, you could steam all the time.
Most aggressive person on the planet.
Who, me?
Yeah. Subject quoted you.
What did he say? You built the pyramids, whatever. We built an iPhone. Come at me, bro. I did say that. Newspaper left untold. I love this word, fishmonger.
Fishmonger?
Sounds like an insult from like a kindergartner. You're a fishmonger. Kuwaiti fishmonger closed for sticking googly eyes on fish.
Wait, what?
Sticking googly eyes on fish.
What? So like you said, monger just seems like an insult. And then you talk about a fishmonger sticking googly eyes on a fish. I'm like, does the googly eye sticking make him the monger? There's a Predator ad that just popped up on my television. I'm going to watch this shit out of the movie. I'm so excited. I don't know why I'm violently chopping at the camera, but I am, because that's how white people make their points.
By doing this, I really want to go. Don't do that too much, though. It starts making you look like a really horrible white person. I want to go see The Predator as well. And Stephanie was like, do you want to see The Predator? I was like, I don't do movies like The Conjuring and like demon-y stuff. I'll do the freaking Predator. I could punch a predator in the face if it was coming at me. A demon thing? Die. No, that would be like, I'm haunting you behind your face. And I'd be like, you can't punch a ghost, man.
I'm haunting you behind your face. I know Subject and I are like, there is some problem with your logic. We understand what you mean, but we also want you to understand that no, you couldn't.
And believe it or not, I understand that I couldn't. But at least in my head, like, I could punch a predator. Right, because
it's a physical.
It's a physical thing.
Yes.
I mean, I would punch it and it would just look at me and then eat my face and be like, okay, whatever. But at least I got
like if you walked up and punched a predator, it'd be like, cool, I'm gonna burn a fun symbol on your face and we go be bros and drink a Miller.
You know what I like about the Predator? Predator has rules.
Literally no one ever. Holy shit.
I like the Predator because it has rules, man. If you earn the Predator's respect, then you're fine. You just have to earn its respect. Danny Glover did it. Freaking Danny Glover can do it. Then anybody can. I mean,
what's on my face?
Huh? What do you mean?
There's something on my face.
I don't think so.
Do you see that little white thing?
Oh yeah, but is that? I thought that was on my screen. I didn't know that was on yours.
Is it? I don't know.
That's really weird. It's no, it can't be on my screen, or you
I
wouldn't
feel like
see
it's
it.
a cursor.
That's really weird. Would you get that off?
The cursor.
It's not the cursor. It's something else
Cursor.
entirely.
It's not a tumor.
It's something else.
Oh, you moved it. You moved it. You moved it.
Oh, it was the cursor.
Ha! Ha ha ha!
I'm sitting there. Oh my gosh, you guys! Do you know what I was doing over here? I was trying to wipe that off the screen, like with my finger. Like it's the equivalent of trying to put whiteout on your errors.
I did this to the camera, and then I did this to the screen, and then I took the screen wipe, and I looked. I'm like, that's a freaking cursor. See, there's a cursor on my face. Talking about predators with their rules. They rip your spine out of your body because they're hunting you. They're assholes.
Yeah, but when you
They like turn 13 and their bar mitzvah is to go track down people with less advanced technology and rip their spine out. They're the assholes that go to Africa with like 50 other people and some like sawed off shotguns and shoot a rhino in the face.
listen, they have, but if you're smart and you're cool, they're like, okay, you're cool, and here's like a skull for you too. Have a great day. And then
It
they go
is
back home.
great to be the rhino that survived because you nut shotted the person trying to kill you.
Yes. Yes.
That's
Sorry,
the
I really
takeaway.
wanted to tweet that I could punch a predator in the face and tell people to come here and be on the show with me.
Steven. I
What?
can punch a predator in the face.
You always tweet when we're doing the show and no one knows, but if I try to tweet during the show, it's like Steven's not paying attention anymore. Steven's trying to multitask.
Well, that's because when you're talking, you're like, yes, right,
Oh,
You
I do
are-
that.
exactly.
I do
Right.
that. That's what Lando used to do back on
Yes.
Steven Lando's On the Go web show.
I am playing WoW and not listening to you.
So, Lando, did you hear about the new PCI Express? It's 16 times faster than AGP. Wow. Landon, are you playing WoW again? Yeah. It's the greatest show. 30 minutes of joy. 30 minutes of me rambling. That was
That
hey.
was like the joke because we'd be like, so we listened to the old WoW podcast.
I really need to find the old episodes of Steven Lando's On the Go web show. I stored them on archive.org, so they're out there. For
I think we should add that to Patreon, like all our super old crap.
super old BS. So back to this fishmonger. A fishmonger in Kuwait has been shut down for sticking fake googly eyes on fish to make them appear fresher. Local newspaper Al Bayan reported the
That
vendor.
works.
I guess somebody bought it.
Thanks,
Reported
God.
that the vendor had been closed by police after images and video of the fish was first shared online. The footage clearly shows the fake eye slipping off to reveal a much less appealing yellow eye underneath, or, a normal fish eye. Rival sellers responded with mock advertising announcing the sale of fish with cosmetic surgery, featuring an image of a fish and a selection of colored contact lenses. In July, another fishmonger in Kuwait was accused of putting nails in their fish to increase their weight.
Ew!
Gosh, that seems way more jacked
Don't
up.
buy fish in Kuwait.
The googly-eyed fish was also greeted with a wave of hilarity and puns on social media, with many observing the fishy situation. That's so funny.
That was the best laugh.
Oh
Oh my god! Like literally, who would look at a fish? Like anybody? I guess anybody in the U.S. because everybody does googly eye crafts would look at that and go, "Is this a joke?"
I don't even. Yeah, fish eyes don't look like people eyes. First of all, that's horrible.
Oh, that's super gross too.
Do you think they were actually trying to get away with anything, or was it really like an attempt to try to make just to make the fish look? You know how we buy everything based on presentation, like a pepper.
Everything has to be white because we're all ingrained racist assholes.
Right? Yeah, like flour is white, sugar is white,
Salt,
salt is white, and
napkins.
peppers and stuff. Like we literally don't sell peppers that don't look like pepper shaped. Like if a pepper's got a warped side and it's still perfectly fine to eat, we're like, no,
Nobody
can't
will
sell
buy
that
it.
one in the store because nobody will buy it. So maybe
Yeah.
it's just an attempt to get a leg up by making nicer looking fish.
But they don't look nice. They were selling derp fish.
They look like puppets. They look like you would see on Sesame Street. Like, "Burp-a-derp-a-der, I'm a fish. Look at me. You should eat me because I'm good for your brain." Aren't fish good? Fish are good for the brain. Yes? Derp fish.
That's what I'm voting for. Bang titties.
Derpy fish. Wait, what?
I did. Every time I write bang titles, it sounds like bang.
I can't say that word. It makes me feel
It's
inappropriate.
like the only reason I can say it is because Jacob said it so much that I'm desensitized to the word.
I don't want to know the context in which Jacob uses that word.
He says that all the time, like about everything, and I'm just like, who in your life said that so much that you just walk around haphazardly screaming boobles?
I've never been very comfortable with slang terms for women's parts. It's never been a thing I could say.
Women's parts. We were swimming the other day.
Oh boy.
And Sam really likes the female form. At 3.5, he has massive curiosity for the female form. So my dad takes his shirt off and was getting ready to jump in the water. And Sam looks at Dad and goes, "I like your boobs, Grandpa." I'm like, "Dad, I think you need to lose a couple pounds."
He told me my butt is awesome once. Sam looks at me and goes, "Your butt is awesome." And I was like, "Thank you, Sam. I appreciate that."
Oh my God, that's amazing.
He talks about his parts too. He'll go, "My butt is awesome. My feet are awesome." I'm like, "Yeah, they are. Everybody's feet and butts are awesome.
Everybody's butt is awesome. Everybody's butt is cool when you're having a nice time. That doesn't even really work.
When your butts are bumping together, doot 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 doot." It sounds like that almost had the 1970s sitcom flair to it. Bumpin' Butts, starring Tom Hanks and Tom Selleck.
Title, Bumpin' Butts. It's just amazing that this is why we took the interviews out of Horseshoes and Grenades.
That was really a good move. Like looking back on it, that was really a good move. You know.
Burt Reynolds died?
Yeah, I said Tom Selleck, and I was about to mention Burt Reynolds because they're like brothers separated at birth. Burt Reynolds passed away today at the age of 82. Moment of silence for Smokey himself.
He was 82?
I can't even be silent when I'm supposed to because dead air scares me. But yeah, he was 82. Star of Smokey and the Bandit franchise, The Longest Yard, the original one. Strip Tease, he was in that one. He was in Boogie Nights with Dirk Diggler there, Mark Wahlberg in his wiener.
I was trying to find pictures of Burt Reynolds. So he was the Smokey the Bandit guy. Wait, who's Tom Selleck?
Magnum P.I.
Why do they look exactly alike?
Because they both had mustaches. Tom Selleck's still doing stuff. He's in that made-for-DVD series called Jesse Stone or whatever. He's lots of made-for-DVD.
I feel like Burt Reynolds was an attractive fellow.
He was. He appeared in a 1970s issue of Cosmo that sold 1.5 million copies.
Oh, wow. I feel like he's got that 70s sexy look.
Yeah, he does. He was kind of the dude back then. He also was the only male at the time. I don't know if it's changed, but the only male to appear in Playboy.
Oh.
Yeah,
wow.
He was loved by everybody.
Huh.
No, but he also regrets the Cosmo thing. He said that probably tanked his career. He probably could have done a lot better had he not done that. Arnold Schwarzenegger almost did the same thing. And by the way, hey, you want to support this show, tip us or wait for a week and we'll have more news for you that may lead to Arnold Through the Ages, which will allow you more information like Arnold having offered to appear in Playgirl and sidestepping that because somebody told him that his career was going to go in the pooper if he did that.
I seriously, legitimately, you see people, and in social media, you only see what they want you to see, right? Unless somebody's doing an expose on something you said a decade ago because they're shit journalists.
Mm-hmm.
But he just seems like a genuinely cool person to hang out with. Maybe not necessarily have a relationship with because he would probably, cheat on you 7 ways from Sunday, but just a cool person to hang out with.
Bert or Arnold?
Arnold.
Oh, yeah. Arnold seems like he'd be great. Just talk to for a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to hang out with you and they're doing they're doing a new Terminator movie in Budapest, and you can win a competition to go hang out with them in Budapest. And I'm like, I like you, and I like Terminator, and I don't know what this competition is, but I want to go to Budapest.
Go to Budapest.
Oh, okay.
Go hang out with the Terminator. It'll be easy.
Yes, I'll be like, hi, I'm a little known person on the internet that really likes you, and I would like to hang out with you. Okay, Arnie?
Maybe we could get Arnold on Creator Crush.
I did think about that. I'm just like, I'm totally gonna tweet you, and you're totally gonna see that in the 4 billion tweets that you get every day.
Yeah, maybe.
And you're
I
gonna be
feel
like, yes, I would like to come on your show as guest number 5.
I feel like anyone that doesn't that doesn't manage their fan base themselves is probably out of reach for our stupid little show. I feel like we don't have the cred quite yet to be pulling in, anybody that has a layer.
Who to sleep with to like get through to somebody.
Right, like I feel it's easy to ask people that directly have control over their life and their schedule, but when you get to people that are have a layer in between them and the world at large, we're a little podcast called Creator Crush. They're like, yeah, no, call me when you're Conan O'Brien.
Okay. Oh, speaking of, so have you ever the guy on YouTube that does the movie sins? I don't know why, but like at lunch every day, I've been eating my smoothie bowl or whatever the hell I've made, and watching that, and I'm just like, I think you're the coolest human being ever, and I agree with everything you're saying. Therefore, I need you to come on my show and talk to me.
You should do that. You should get him.
Have you ever watched any of those, like the Cinema Sins?
Yeah, well, I've watched a couple. I watched the one with Captain America: Winter Soldier, where like, this movie didn't do anything wrong. we're sorry.
Yeah, like they take off sins for stuff. Like they'll deal their whole thing is no movies without sin. But I'm just like, how did you get into that? And like, how did it like this? Because they're so freaking funny. I watched the one for Twilight, and he only gave it 5 minutes, and I'm like, that's literally all you needed was 5 minutes just to go this entire movie.
Oh yeah, that one was bad. He's done some pretty amazing ones. The ones that are really bad movies.
Yes.
Twilight. Gosh, if you guys looked at the Netflix poster for, I think it's New Moon or something. No, it's not New Moon. It's what's the third one that it was Twilight, New Moon, something, then Breaking Dawn. I can't remember. Blood Moon.
Apple.
Blood in my butt.
Wait,
Twilight, Saving Ferris.
Bart.
What was it called? Anyway, Kristen Stewart, who I'm sure is a great actress in her own right, just has made a mistake with Twilight. And her face on this poster, I just see her face, and all I can think is her going, because she's making this like, the Kristen Stewart face that only she can make. It's just this
poster for what?
I wish the audio listeners are really not getting the what's going on here, but it's just like this, like somebody, like she ran into a wall of glass. Is that what it is?
I don't know. There's New Moon, Twilight, Eclipse, Breaking Dawn. Wait, what poster was it for though?
Oh,
Which
gosh,
movie?
No, this is it.
God,
this is it. This is it with her face. Look at this face. You guys, sorry audio listeners, you're missing out. Come on. The big daggone it. You see that face? I can't make it any bigger. That's what she said.
Twilight poster.
Yeah, it's just look at this. Look at her face. She's just I don't know.
All of the Eclipse posters look like that. Oh my god, like with this shot with looking down into the thing.
That's it, the down shot. This is perfect. She's just like, I'm looking at you with my face. And I just feel really bad.
These movies so much. They're so bad.
I feel so bad for Robert Pattinson because I like Robert Pattinson. He seems like an all right dude, Like he played Cedric Diggory in Goblet of Fire, and I love Goblet of Fire. But daggone, man, that was a bad decision.
So, I feel really bad for that actor because he's like literally the only one in Harry Potter that was like for legit dead when everyone else survived everything
Oh, I
until the
know.
end when she's just like, crap, everybody's alive. You're dead and you're dead and you're dead, so I can name my kid after you.
Everybody gets a death. That Cedric Diggory thing, though, that really jacked up the students at Hogwarts, and I appreciated the way that was handled.
Yeah.
Oh, spoiler zone, by the way. Cedric Diggory dies. And
Sadly.
it gets carried forward. It's like the death was heavy, like when Gwen Stacy died in Spider-Man, like the comics. You know, like Peter has had to carry that through his entire super harrowing life. And that's all. It's always good when like you do something and when it happens, it's necessary and it means something. You know, it's not like Cap died, Cap woke up again. That was a clone or something. You know, there's some real Gwen Stacy staying dead, which I know she's not like dead anymore, but when she was staying dead for many, 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 many years, that was something. You know what I mean?
Especially when you're just like, crap, I caused that.
I know, right? Yeah, it's a thing. Anyway,
like if
sorry.
I killed Jacob, I would be really sad.
I would
Just
be
need
sad.
that to be out on air.
I would be sad if you did that as well. I would be really
You'd
upset.
have no one to talk like a redneck to.
Oh, we did the best Tater and Dwayne. Speaking of, again, with the thing, you guys want Tater and Dwayne in your life. I've never wanted to laugh so hard on a skit involving Quickcrete, a pomegranate, and a facial scrub.
What the shit? Like, why are you like this? Why are you two like this?
I don't know, but it was the greatest thing ever. All right, here we go. WTF section. WTF. Fast show tonight. We're in an hour and 5 minutes. Hang in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this has been great.
Okay, wait. Derp fish. I want people to vote, but I only want them to vote for the titles that I like. What's your Hexalama? I don't know why, but
Hexalama's great.
Hexalama. That is say that out loud. If you're wherever you are right now, say Hexalama.
Hexalama. It's like a six-sided llama.
Oh, it's gonna make you so happy.
It's
Hexalama.
It's a llama with 6 sides.
Oh, I see. I thought from like the magical perspective of I would like to hex my llama.
Oh no, I was thinking about sides.
Like,
I was thinking math, shapes.
Virginia man erect. So when I see the word Virginia and erect, I think virgin and erect because Virginia means virgin because it's named after the Virgin Queen. But okay. So
Really?
virgin man erects electrified fit, huh?
I didn't know that. I just learned it.
Yeah, you're welcome. Erects
An electrified fence.
I'm like legit gonna pee if I keep laughing.
Gotta.
Like my brain just went 6 words.
That's been erectified. Watch out for that fence if you touch it. Woo boy.
It's been hexed. I feel like anybody that touches it gets woohoo!
I've been
My brain is so
erectified.
tight. Virginia man erects electrified fence near school bus stop to keep kids off his lawn. God.
There's nothing wrong with this. I approve of everything this man has done.
It's his property. A homeowner in Stanston, Virginia is tired of students coming onto his property while they're waiting at a nearby bus stop. So he chose to erect an electrified fence to ensure they would get the message. Oh, shit. They don't respect other people's land, he said. I pick up trash every day. I am making fun of this guy, but I also understand that teenagers don't, like, their brains just don't have the capacity to think out actions very far past a certain point. So I can see him having lots of Cheeto bags in his yard and being super pissed off. So
unless you're sub is obviously, when we discuss teenagers, we are negating
Sub's the unicorn.
Sub's participation. Yeah.
Where
Just to make that clear.
Sub is the unicorn. That's when the man identified as Brian Tucker. Why can't you just say that's when Brian Tucker? Good God.
It's been identified by ABC 8 wants to take the credit. If you say his name, you let him know that we found out that name.
Congratulations. You can use Google. Decided to set up an electric fence, which is powered by a battery. So it's, not horrible.
Not powered by the sun, as you may have thought, or by the wind, but rather
or
batteries.
by the generator that in his back of his property with 16 cars. Is this article would have you believe. The fence separates the man's front yard from a school bus stop, according to the news station. Why am I reading this? He took the measure because he claims simple no trespassing signs didn't do the trick. Well, sure. I mean, if you're in a group, you're not as worried about being shot. Nothing stops people, he said. Again, completely validated. This Tuesday, when many children were waiting to take the bus the first day of school, people began to raise concerns. I touched it. I got a slight shock. It wasn't that great, James Mefford said. I understand his concern. I just don't think he understood the neighbor's concern about their kids. One of them could touch it, fall into it, get shocked. Don't effing get near it.
Yeah,
get off his property.
Yeah,
like,
son of a guns. I've been shocked by an electric fence. You'll live. Quit whining.
It hurts like a mofo and you're not going to do it again.
Yeah, you might cry, but hey, we all cry sometimes. Suck it up, Buttercup.
So outraged parents, damn people doing whatever the hell they want on their property that they paid for and they pay taxes for, and letting my kids oh my God, tell your kids not to cross his property. Don't touch the effing fence. Holy shit.
Sam, let's pretend Sam is at a bus stop. He's been doing whatever on the person's land. That person gets irritated. I'm gonna be like, dang, he really doesn't want y'all on that land. Comes home, I got shocked by an electric fence today. He put up an electric fence. Yeah, I guess we don't want to be on his land, do we? No, okay. Problem solved.
The only thing I can see going poorly is kids being dickheads and like throwing each other into it.
Oh, they would. Well, okay, maybe they would. Bus stop kids, you never know. I hung out with some bus stop kids, and I had a bloody nose more than once from some shenanigans.
You get bored. Like, bored children are not. They get creative, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who gave you a bloody nose? Like, who do I need to search out as an adult and then kill?
Me and a kid were goofing off, and he punched me in the face. It wasn't really a bad thing. I blamed him for it because I was 10, but it really was both of us. Hindsight 2020. I did chip my tooth out by the bus stop, though. That was fun.
Ow, 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 ow,
Yeah.
ow, ow, ow.
This one's fake now, but back when it was real, it had a chip in it. It was like foreshadowing. It chipped it, and then they were like, we'll fix that. And then later, they're like, we're just going to take it out. I'm like, hey.
Var's like, just gently reminding you about the Tide Pod challenge.
That's true. Kids are stupid.
Yeah.
I thought kids were smart, but I'm wrong.
Kids are very smart, but I mean, when you don't challenge that brain activity and they're bored waiting on a bus to take them to a school where they're equally bored and they have to write 30 pages worth of story because they're so bored subject, they come up with, dipshitty things to do.
Don't whiz on the electric fence.
Don't throw a wet stick to the fence and think that it's going to tell you if it's electrified or not.
Yeah, don't do that. That's a bad idea.
But yeah, I fully support the guy putting a fence up on his property to keep people off his property.
Yeah. Dude,
if you're worried about it, have a conversation with him. He can express his concern saying, look, I'm tired of picking up trash and having to clean up my property. And
yeah, this is America and some junk.
And as your children can respect that I don't want people on my land, then I'll take it down,
Yeah.
Herp-a-derp-a-derp.
No more electric fence.
I sweared a lot that little bit because I got so annoyed.
It's okay. You're doing everything right.
Yeah, I was trying to keep it under 20. I was trying to troll sub, but that didn't happen.
Under 20. Oh, no, you're at 24 swears now.
Yep.
For those playing along at home. Did we get through it? Did we do it? That's the last thing?
Yes.
I just feel like this guy should be able to keep it. I'm going to set up a small electric fence in my front yard.
He can keep it. So apparently, he had put some of it across on a county property, and they're like, as long as you move that fence back onto your property, who cares?
Okay, cool. So he had bumped it a little too. There are rules,
Yeah, he just went over the property line, but they're saying as long as you set it back onto your property, then you're totally fine.
Well, good.
Yeah,
I'm happy. Good job, kids. Stay off his land. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Man, Smashly, this has been a good show. The next time, ladies and gents, you will hear from us. It will be on Dungeons and Dorks.
Woohoo!
On this coming Monday, September. Oh, who the heck cares? September 10th.
September 10th.
Oh my gosh, September 10th. Dungeons and Dorks is returning. We moved it in order to keep wonderful Yadira.
Kelly, we didn't want to use Yadira because Padbert would legit cry.
Yeah, we needed Yadira in the group. And then Wednesday, Justin Robert Young will be joining us to chit chat about man, a little bit of
Action
everything.
news and Dragon Con and all
Action
kinds of
news,
fun
Dragon Con, politics times 3, PX3, where they don't. Some people talk about politics, other people talk about politics, some other people talk about politics, but they're the only ones that talk about all three. I love that. That's the coolest line. So you guys are gonna have a blast. He's super fun, does a ton of stuff. I don't know if he ever sleeps. It's gonna be a great conversation. So join us on Creator Crush that night. That's on Wednesday at 9 p.m. And then of course back here again on Thursday to talk
Yay.
to us about weird news and fun stuff. We're doing a lot of cool
Yay.
things here on this Two Dorksy network here. It's been a lot of fun. Having a lot of fun. If you haven't listened to the Jason and Matthias interview on Creator Crush, go do that. CreatorCrush.com. And you will get that. Man, mailbag, we don't have any, but we want some. So send us some, the h&hshow@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. It would be great to see what your thoughts are on all of these different topics that we have discussed tonight. If you really want to help us and you don't know how to do that monetarily with your Bezos bucks or your tips, please give us a review on any other podcast service that you use, wherever it is. Give us a review. Tell us you reviewed it. That would be cool. And maybe we'll send you a sticker or something.
Yay!
This is Steven making promises. We'll figure it out. But yeah, let us know if you leave us a review. That'd be cool. Follow us on Twitter at Two Dorks TV. I'm Steve H&H, and Ashley is Fate Kills, PHATE Kills. In the tips, if you want to tip us in that tip jar. Thank you to my mom who tipped us. Thank you, Mom, for the tip. You're the best. And to
Aw.
WC Mitch, who just subscribed 11 months in a row with Twitch Prime.
Yay!
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you! Holy
for
crap!
your hard-earned Bezos bucks. We appreciate it. I know that you only get one free sub and you choose to spend it here, and that is amazing to us. So thank you so much.
Yay.
And man, with that, we're going to leave you with these words of wisdom from Mr. Steve Wozniak. Never trust a computer you can't throw out a window. I like it. Excellent work, Steve. Thank you guys so much for joining us on Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. We will see you next time. Bye. Two Dorks loves you.
Does anybody listen this far?
I hope not. There, that's all on the end.
Subject just told me to wait for
Here we
some
go.
sort of
5,
gratification.
4,
I'm like,
3,
do you even know
2,
me?
1. Gosh,
Because I want to see Zap's face because they said he chopped the beard off.
Did he really?
Yeah.
You have to wait. Millennials don't know how to wait.
Ooh. Kelly, I'm about to give you my phone numbers. You can text me a picture of your husband.
Stop giving people on the internet your phone number.
Yeah, but it's Kelly.
I know, but it's Kelly. That's fine. That was a good show. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.